Let's just take you back now to Bucharest. We were telling you a few moments ago that there is a NATO meeting of foreign ministers taking place there. Ukraine clearly is the top of the agenda. And in the last couple of minutes, the Secretary General of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, has been making some introductory remarks. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Romania is a committed and a highly valued NATO ally, and we meet when war is raging on in Ukraine, a neighbor to Romania, so the foreign ministerial meeting will be a very timely and important meeting. What we have seen since President Putin's brutal invasion of Ukraine is that President Putin is failing in Ukraine. He is responding with more brutality, attacking gas infrastructure, power lines, and trying to deprive the Ukrainians of water, electricity, light, and heating. Therefore, we need to support Ukraine because what we see is that President Putin is trying to use winter as a weapon of war, which is inflicting a lot of suffering on the Ukrainian people. NATO allies are providing unprecedented support to Ukraine, and they will continue to provide unprecedented support to Ukraine, including by helping them to rebuild their gas and power infrastructure, and of course also continue to deliver air defense systems. We will meet with the Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Kuleba, tonight. We will also meet tomorrow with the foreign ministers of our close partners Georgia, Moldova and Bosnia and Herzegovina, expressing our support to them. And then we will also address our resilience of our critical infrastructure and the challenges that China is posing to our security, to our values and to our economy. So this will be a very substantive foreign ministerial meeting, and once again many thanks to Romania for hosting all of us here. It is in this magnificent place.
Secretary General, thanks a lot. You mentioned the fact that Putin is using winter as a weapon of war. But aren't NATO and G7 allies moving too slowly and in too small a scale to help Ukraine rebuild and mend its energy infrastructure that's been damaged by the Russian strikes?
NATO allies and NATO has already delivered critical supplies to Ukraine to help them mitigate the consequences of the brutal attacks against critical infrastructure, including gas and power infrastructure. We have delivered generators, we have delivered spare parts, and allies are in different ways helping to rebuild the destroyed infrastructure. We need to realize that there are enormous effects of the attacks. The Ukrainians are able to shoot down many of the incoming missiles and drones, but not all of them. And therefore these attacks has caused significant damage. I think we all have seen these pictures taken from satellites where you see Europe in light and then you see Ukraine dark. And that reflects the enormous consequences. So there is a huge task to rebuild all of this. One of the important reasons why this meeting today is so important and timely is that this provides us with the platform to mobilize further support, to step up even more, and also for Minister Kuleba to meet all his colleagues in NATO and then to address those urgent needs. And I'm confident that Minister Kuleba will raise also the need for stepping up further when it comes to rebuilding their power infrastructure.